It is thundering. It is lightning outside. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Today we're listening to more Bjork. A lot of y'all told me I pronounced it wrong. Speaking of fourth review, it's kind of weird that I'm starting off with her debut album now. But it's going to be interesting to hear what she sounded like before everything. I actually don't even know if this is a debut album. It's just called Debut, so I'm assuming it is. But yeah, we're excited. We're excited. Y'all know that I love my Bjork reviews. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, we're here. Rain kind of calmed down a little bit. We have 11 tracks at 48 minutes. Track number 1 is Human Behavior.
There's definitely no logic to human behavior, and there is no uncertainty.
Oh, she hit that one. Damn, she hit that. I think I've heard this song in a Casey Fry video. I'm hearing kind of like a funk aspect of this in the background, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh. Oh, I actually like that. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's some kind of funk aspect in this, bro. Whenever I hear like drums like that, I just think of like elephants like stomping. They were very kind of, I feel like loud, but they weren't loud in the song, but they were, you know what I mean? That track was just about maybe Bjork's kind of obsession with the, not logical and, nonsensical actions of people and how they act and how, it's like she's speaking from like an outsider's perspective, like an alien like talking about humans. The track kind of does seem like a warning. I thought that was very good, very kind of, I don't know, interesting production on that one. All right, next track is Crying. Oh.
There's no one here, and people everywhere.
This production is kind of growing on me. This production is actually crazy. Oh, I like this part too. The production in the beginning of that I kind of hated. It sounds like one of those like kind of like meme garage beats. But then I did slowly start to get into it. I think that track is maybe about her crying, obviously, kind of missing someone. She feels very alone. In a big city setting, there's people everywhere, but she feels alone, and it kind of intensifies it even more. I don't know why. So far, I was expecting a sound a little bit more tame from her last few albums, but honestly, I think that this is kind of just on par as well. I think her vocals on that were super passionate. Track number 3 is Venus as a Boy. Oh. This is so simplistic, I kind of like it. Ooh. That's like a low-key harmonization there. It's like sounds that I wouldn't expect to be on like on a song, like production. Like I wouldn't expect these to fit. There's kind of like a hopelessness to it. The lyrics on the track are very interesting. Just kind of regarding, I think Venus as is a Roman goddess here, and I did look it up. Venus is about like love and beauty, and I think that she's kind of describing his masculinity as kind of Venus goddess like, because he may appreciate the beauty in her. At the end of the track, she is kind of submitting to him. It seems like, honestly, kind of a very simple song in its structure and its lyrics, and honestly its production. I can understand why it's so popular, and I'm kind of surprised that I haven't heard it before. Track number 4 is There's More to Life Than This, and this is the live version. So I guess we're gonna listen to a live version song. I don't know. I'm just gonna roll with it. Really hearing that sort of audience. Sound like some disco shit right now.
Sneak out of this party. It's getting boring.
This does not sound like a song that she would make. What the fuck?
We could make a boat and sneak off to this island.
I think that this is a different singer too. This vibe is so unexpected. I think that's why I like it. So I think that I think that's the main version of the song. That was just so out of the ordinary, man. It seems like she's definitely experimenting on here. This is the first. I want to say that this is the first feature I've heard on an album on that chorus. And guys, I'm gonna be honest right now. Y'all might hate me for this take, but that might be my favorite song so far. It might be. That chorus was just. I don't know if the vibe was just so unexpected that I liked it more. And y'all know how I love settings, and I love when an artist purposely throws me in an area, kind of like a live concert, kind of restaurant kind of situation, and that was so immersive, because it feels like she left the setting and then came back to it. It's weird. And the other girls' vocals on the chorus, I thought that was amazing too. I don't know, it was such a groovy track, such a groovy track. Sure, it had some kind of strange moments, but. I thought that was pretty good. Track number 5 is Like Someone in Love. Oh.
Lately, I find myself.
Oh, I've heard this song. I've heard this song. Hold on one second. This album I like. It's called it's a lo-fi album. By Tampa Beats, and I actually think I've heard this sample on here before. Oh, the name of the song is the same name as the Bjork song. Okay.
Whenever you're around. Lately,
This is spectacular, I'm not gonna lie.
like someone in love. Each time I look at you, I'm lit.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. This solo is so needed.
Each time I look at you, I'm lit.
This is peak music. I'm gonna cry and shit my pants. Yeah, that might be one of my favorite Bjork songs to date. I'm absolutely just stunned how this has, actually, I mean, compared to the other songs I hear, I mean, besides the 2 hits, it does have a decent amount of plays. Easily my favorite song on here so far. Wow, I'm in the wrong place listening to this. I don't know how we went from the club to that. And it was just so smooth too. Like how do you go from like a live setting, like a live concert kind of setting, like a night, like restaurant kind of setting, to like probably out in some beautiful field singing about falling in love. I mean that I can't that how do you do that? Just the whole thing was just so like tranquil, and it was just putting me in such a peaceful state of mind. Track number 6 is Big Time Sensuality. I have no idea where the production on this shit is going. Some arcade ass music right here. I feel like I'm playing a stuffed animal crane machine right now. Dude. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is that a saxophone? What? Playing one note. I can envision myself in a club to that. Maybe I don't know if it's a club I want to be in. Cause honestly, to be honest, man, I did not like that shit. Nothing against her vocals on that. It was the production, man. I just don't think that they really coalesce with each other. I don't think and I thought that we were gonna get a bomb saxophone solo there, but it just started playing one note. Maybe that's the simplicity behind the track. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was definitely dancing, here and there. But coming from the track before, I think maybe that was just a little bit unexpected. I think that would have went really well with the 4th track on here. If those tracks are kind of back to back with each other, because I feel like they kind of had a similar kind of vibe. But, here in the 4th track, which was kind of a dance song a little bit, and then, fade into the most angelic, beautiful, one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard, and then back to, like, the club, where she's talking about getting, very intimate with someone. Maybe this person is a one-night stand because she mentioned about how she's not really sure about the future. So maybe she's just kind of, living in the moment, the kind of vibe. And honestly, I respect that. All right, I'm having a lot of fun listening to this right now because I don't know where this is going. Track number 7 is One Day. Is that a baby? Is that Lil Baby? I can just imagine like a dolphin like coming out of the water to this music. So that track was kind of about, I don't know, I'm picturing in my head a little bit of like nothingness, because I don't know what that was about. I mentioned the dolphin earlier. I can see some oceanic shit taking place with this kind of thing on, you know what I mean? You're saying one day the volcanoes will burst. It's all gonna happen for you. Man, I'm lost on that one. I really am. But you know what? I did like the production on that. I did. Alrighty, track number 8 is Aeroplane. Airplane? Okay. Some nature vibes. I'm like in a forest. I'm like in a magical forest. Okay, there's an orchestra in the forest. This guy's got a chokehold.
Across the world to follow my heart.
Some Squidward tiki shit right here. I like it.
Only one can make me complete.
I'm saying, bro. It's like nighttime forest vibes. I like that. Very straightforward track. This woman is desperate. She can't be without this guy at all. No, anyways, I like how she displays her attachment. She's very direct about it, and she's saying that she's genuinely going to, I don't know if she's speaking metaphorically or literally, that she's going to take a plane to see this fucker. All right, that's how much she misses him. I think the only thing I was kind of weirded off about that song though was that I don't think the production really fit the vibe of the lyrics. I'm in like a mellow mood. Because the track is kind of tropical. It's kind of dying me down a little bit. I feel like I'm on a cool little island, and then I hear these massive vocals about please stay with me. And it kind of throws me off a little bit, but I like her vocals a lot, so it's kind of evens out. I thought that track was pretty good. Track number 9 is Come to Me. Love the synths immediately, dude. This sounds like something I could see on her recent work a little bit. I'm not gonna say shit. I'm like. Okay, so I think the only thing that's like turning me off about that song a little bit is the fact that we're like 10 tracks in, 9 tracks in, and I feel like I feel like we've been around the block already. I feel like we know that she loves him. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we already know. So I feel like this repetition is kind of maybe the fact that I wasn't really turned on by that track as much as I should be. I guess the track about the burning building and the guy jumping out, which I'm still not gonna say anything. But yeah, I think maybe that's kind of her saying that she's gonna take care of him, that she's gonna save him, that she's gonna catch him, that she's gonna nurse him back to health, and basically just mom this motherfucker. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool. I mean, some tracks she's definitely kind of taking a more submissive standpoint. I think on that one she's kind of being a caretaker a little bit. Track number 10 is Violently Happy. All right. Ooh. What the what? Arpeggiating her vocal now. Very concerning lyric. She's partaking in some dangerous activities and she's saying she's violently happy. I think she's going to commit some crimes here, and she's saying I think she's going. It's kind of toxic a little bit, to be honest. She's saying that she's gonna she could possibly do all these crazy things, and he's the only thing that could soothe her. He's the only thing that could calm her. I would stay away from that. Personally, I'd back away from that situation. I wouldn't associate with her anymore. I wouldn't take that level of attachment, but that's just me. Very dance-like track too. I can't dance to that shit, bro. How do you want me to dance to her insanity? The outro, track number 11, is the anchor song.
I dive into it, down to the bottom is where I'm staying. This is my home.
The little Bjork maid.
Into it. This is where I'm staying.
That's cool, but elaborate. No, I'm not confused. You're confused. I'm not confused. You're confused. Regarding the last song, I think that I'm kind of imagining her going to the ocean because maybe she just wants to get away from it all and she just can't handle it. Maybe she's role playing the Little Mermaid. She might stay down there. Definitely didn't really sound like a kind of production that I would imagine someone to dive in the ocean to. Very bare bones, kind of orchestral kind of thing. I think regarding my thoughts on this album, I think a lot of these subject matters didn't really match a lot of the production, but I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it for that reason. There's no doubt about the fact that she's definitely experimenting. And I think my biggest complaint about this album in total might be the kind of commonality between all the songwriting on here, directed towards the second half of the album. I love the metaphor that I love the songwriting on Venus as a Boy. I think that metaphor and her songwriting on that is very good. Like Someone in Love, easily my favorite track on the album by a mile, not even close. I'm actually gonna go back to that one consistently. Definitely her most accessible album, probably. Like if I was gonna play a Bjork album at a party, I think that I'd pick this one. And I think people would definitely say, who put this shit on, turn this shit off. But I think that this would probably do the best. My favorite part about this album, and I know I mentioned something earlier about how I don't like, how the tracks kind of go wherever. But I think I do love the experimentation on here the most, and how I don't know what sound is going to come next. But yeah, those are my immediate thoughts on the album. I think someone mentioned a Bjork ranking, so maybe I'll hit all her albums, or maybe a few of her lesser known albums I'll hit off screen, and I'll still do the ranking video. If you guys do want that, drop a comment and let me know that you want it. And comment next Bjork album that you want me to react to. If you're watching, if you made it to this point, leave a like and possibly subscribe if you want. I'm not forcing you to or anything. If you're watching, I will catch you in the next one.